What's up, everybody? We are back.
Was that supposed to be like a fading out effect?
Yeah.
Is that what you tried to do?
I don't know how to edit, so I gotta move the mic every time I want to fade shit in and out.
Guess what?
It's a growing process.
You're a fool.
Thank you.
What did we talk about?
Fool shit. We talked about a bunch of MMA stuff.
A bunch?
Yes, like a bunch.
Like a bundle?
But it's at the end.
Saved it for the last.
So if you guys want to listen to the good stuff, you gotta listen to all the shit in the beginning.
Or as soon as we start talking about fighting, that's when you know you can just turn the whole thing off.
Is that a low-key diss?
That's a high-key diss. What are you talking about?
Dude.
That was blatant. Blunt.
I got octagon gloves right here.
You've literally never worn them.
Well,
I bought them for you for your birthday.
First time for everything, isn't
God
there?
damn you.
Well, we talked about UFC 135, the fight night, the results.
Why don't you go in order of things we talked about?
Because I don't remember the order of this shit. Are you serious? You think I paid that much attention? Come on. We talked about the fights, the picks, who did well, who didn't. I didn't do well at all. My picks were all shit.
It's true.
But it's okay.
No,
I still had fun.
You should be ashamed.
Talked about the Khabib and his teammates drama with homeless people, and then mine and Dalton's take on it. Dalton is pro homeless people.
Obviously, I'm pro homeless. Why would you say it like it's a bad thing?
This guy.
Yeah, we also, if we skip over to the good shit,
Oh yeah.
talked a little bit about Dota 2, the international, the biggest tournament in esports. That happened over the weekend and all of last week.
The biggest tournament since Halo 3, you mean?
Has Halo 3 had a big tournament? I'm not 100% sure.
Several, like 87 of them at least.
What else are we talking about? There was some personal shit, right?
Yeah, talking about a spider in my car and shit.
Right, how much of a bullshit driver you are. You are never attention to the road. That's not how you say
Jesus
things.
Christ.
Never
You're right.
focused on the road. What's like the verb for attention?
Attentive.
Attentive.
Coming out of nowhere.
Thank you, Sam Crawford. Whoa.
Up here, make sure it's heard, asshole.
Whoa. I heard. Jeez. How am I an ass? What? Anyways.
Did you just piss off my girlfriend and now I gotta deal with that?
What? I didn't do anything.
I'm done with this shit. We're done. Just start the fucking podcast, man.
Doesn't work that way.
Close enough. It's my notes, you fuck. It ain't for anybody else to read.
Well, now it's
over
on
here
blast.
invading my privacy. You like read my diary, bro.
Everyone mock him.
I hope
Mock
you're
him right
proud.
now. Everybody think that the meaning of life is cell phone screen. Everybody. What?
Is that a Logic song?
Yeah.
Is that in the song Everybody?
No, that is, the Killing Spree. It's called Killing Spree. It's the ass, titties, pussy, money, weed song.
Ass, titties, pussy, money, weed. Something
Everywhere
like
I look, a killing spree.
that.
Yep.
I guess.
It is. I listened to it earlier today. That's
on
why
one
I'm
of his
saying
mixtapes. It's not on like a
Bobby Taryn.
actual
No, it's not.
album.
Yeah, it is. It's on Everybody. You fool.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, well, I didn't really like the album that much anyway.
All these excuses.
I felt like, as you were saying the other day when you asked me if you think that Logic's always trying to push for a message.
Did I
He's
ruin
doing
him
it
for
for
you?
like a popularity thing. He's
doing it to do it.
trying to be controversial so he
Yeah.
gets more hits and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, not one guy can be that good, right? There has to be something wrong or some evil intentions in there somewhere.
Surely Logic can't be this pure where he's such a perfect human being. I don't believe it.
I think he was at the VMAs or whenever the VMAs were, because I seen pictures of him and G-Eazy together and him and a few other rappers and shit. Dude, you breaking shit?
I hope not.
God damn it.
Did you hear
Amateur.
yourself? Did you hear yourself just now?
No.
You swallowed like a literal monster. Like a sea urchin. Giant sea urchin.
How do you-
Picture a lake, right?
How do you know how they swallow?
Let me break it down for you. You'll get the picture, okay? So he's picture a lake. It's dusk. You see the moon. It's brightly lit.
Like Lake Michigan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
like
big
summer.
No, it's not that
Like
big.
all summer long Kid Rock style?
I'm talking like you can see the other that of the lake.
That ain't no lake. That's a fucking
Pond.
pond.
What the
Yeah.
fuck ever. It's deep though. It goes down pretty fucking
Like
far.
a quarry.
It's like let's go with quarry.
There we go.
That's an excellent, good.
Did I go cliff diving first?
You could.
Okay,
There are kids jumping into the cliff.
So I jumped after like
You didn't jump. You're already down there because you already pussed out. Your girlfriend jumps because she has more balls than you. And then giant ass sea urchin just eats this entire size of the pond, just shoots out of the tunnel, out of the quarry, and eats everything. And it's just sitting there chomping away.
Do I survive?
Yeah, you're sitting on the outside. Like I said, you're a bitch. You're not actually there, so.
So my girl dies though, right?
Yep.
So I can get a new girl.
Yeah. I'm assuming in this movie you'll go on a nice journey and you'll meet someone who's also trying to kill the sea urchin.
It'll be I gotta have a vendetta.
Obviously, you killed your girlfriend.
Motherfucker. How would I would get like a big thing of salt.
You gotta get it like
take that
salt. It is a sea urchin, I suppose.
And
I was picturing like a harpoon for some reason.
Like a Game of Thrones dragon killer.
There you
harpoon.
go. Like
Fuck
a ballista. Roman ballista. There we go. We got the idea.
I need one of those for my fucking aunt's new car.
What? Is it like a minivan or something? You stack a ballista in a minivan and start taking shots at people? Get out of my way!
For the folks at home, we were supposed to start this podcast like an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden I get I'm in the shower after I worked out and I hear like, and I'm like, is that the neighbors? That has to be the neighbors. Mm-hmm. Then I hear, I'm like, oh my God, that's probably my sisters. And I hear like, not even, I knew it, the second I knew it was my sisters. So when they knocked like this, like no break in between. They were just like, bitch, open the goddamn door. And I'm like, oh my fucking God.
No patience in your family.
So I heard me get out of the shower. I'm in my towel and I almost opened the door. I'm like, fuck, the bong's on the table. So I heard me grab up all the weed collection and ran in your room.
Naked at this time?
Yes. I walked right in your room if you don't remember. And you looked at me like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, my mom's here. And you're like, what?
Well, you did have a towel at least.
Yeah. You think I'm just going to open the door naked?
I asked if you were naked because you didn't say.
I was naked under a towel.
Nice, well, everyone's naked under something.
Nice
so
wet towel.
That's not naked.
Yeah.
So no.
That happened.
Okay.
I've been hanging out with my family a lot.
You have been. I'm getting jealous. You never
fuck out of here.
Spend time
jealous.
with me. We don't play video games anymore. When was the last time we played NBA 2K18?
I thought you were talking about getting jealous hanging out with family. I was going to say, bitch, you don't like to hang out with your family?
No, I don't.
The funny thing, I thought you'd feel sorry for me. We haven't played NBA in a while, though. But that's okay. Because we're playing too well right now. So I feel like when we play Golden State, we need to be humble at a game. So we need to get serious and shit.
You want us to lose?
I want there to be controversy, and I don't want it to be, oh, I know these people are going to win the championship, because that's not fun to watch.
I mean, I suppose. Just because we happened to sweep LeBron, we only played 2 games. And let's face it, we played really well.
Yeah, we did.
And LeBron's team is just not good enough. You know whose team is good enough?
Golden State.
Golden State.
Right.
They are actually significantly better than us.
So I am expecting a tough match for that.
I believe it will be, considering we have literally never beat them. Maybe once.
We beat them once.
I don't even think it was a real game, though. I think that was in the alternate franchise.
Game. Yeah, but we can do it. We're on a fucking tear right now. Money has a shit ton of confidence. I just fucking took out Giannis and LeBron James.
It's not like you single-handedly did it.
I did not.
Team effort.
Statistically outperform Giannis.
Or me.
But he is the only scoring option on that fucking team.
It's
and
true.
I was close.
The same thing goes for Cleveland.
And LeBron, he's the only scoring option, but I beat him stat for stat, except assist. So I dogged that shit. And then you were the guy that was just putting up buckets like crazy. You're like, I don't even know.
Klay Thompson. I'm just standing there shooting shots while you're trying to,
right, you're
be a
Klay
legend
Thompson.
or something. I don't even know what you want to do. I'm just sitting there. Okay, I guess I'll score while you're doing that.
I definitely moved around way too much. I was trying to be so fancy.
You wanted to be LeBron when you were against LeBron.
It worked.
If you watch the first part of our game against LeBron, you say, in this game, my goal is to get a backboard block on LeBron James.
I didn't even get it, dude.
No, you didn't. I was like, right now, this is first day of playoffs, and you're like, I want to get a block.
I almost got it. It wasn't on LeBron, though. It was on somebody else. Yeah, I fucking blocked it. Somebody else fouled. You'll see. I forget who. Maybe I'm making shit up.
No, I remember that part. You fouled. Or no, you didn't foul. It was Drummond that fouled. You got the blocker. Like, I got that shit. What the fuck?
I thought it was Blake Griffin.
No.
I always blame shit on him and well, I can't blame shit on Buddy Hield anymore. Held or healed? Healed.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Yeah, but that's fine because we don't need him. He's trash.
He's not trash. We like Buddy Hield.
I don't. I like Galloway way better. He's way better fit for our team.
Just defensively.
That's what we need. We don't need an offensive shooting guard unless his name is
not offensive.
Unless his name is Donovan Mitchell.
Devonovan?
That's a dope name.
That's not a name.
I might name my son Devonovan.
You do that. Sound like from the fucking fourth.
Have him
Element or
grow a
something.
fro and shit. I'll grow a
Sixth
fro
element?
with him. I'll grow my fro
You
back.
can't grow a fro.
It's like, fuck, I can't. I had one in high school.
That was a mop.
I'll take care of it this time.
Oh, you'll take care
I
of
get it all
it.
permed up and shit.
That's-
I can have
oh
an
my
afro.
geez,
Dude, I
you
want
look
one.
like
I like really
Bum
want
ass.
one.
You're like muscular Bob Ross.
I just don't want the growing pains of having half afro, just a mop on your head. That's the worst.
An almost fro.
Yeah. I hate when my hair gets fucking long. It bothers the shit out of me.
Fun times.
Yeah, fun times. On the way to work this morning, I take Heinz Drive, as I've said several times in the podcast. And it's really dark. There's no lights or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching some Star Wars What If thing.
While you're driving, watching it.
I wasn't watching it,
Makes
but I was
sense.
listening to it.
You said
and,
watching.
Yeah, it's right
Freaking
there.
sorry.
Sometimes I look down in there. But it was... forget the name of the video. But halfway to my job, I noticed a fucking spider in my car. Just going down a slow web right in front of my face.
You're describing many people's worst nightmares, I believe.
And it wasn't the biggest spider in the world, but it wasn't the smallest spider in the world either. So I was like, fuck, I gotta kill this thing real quick. So I like completely lost any attention on the road I had whatsoever. There's nobody on the fucking road. It's pitch black. If I hit a deer. I got gap insurance. No big deal.
This is what went through your mind.
Yes. Okay. So it was going down and I fucking smacked the shit out of it. Like I went boom. But I knew I didn't kill it. Like the velocity kind of like moved the fucking spider away from my hand. So
You pushed it away.
yeah, and I kind of just basically pushed it, and it landed near my fucking Yeti cup. So while I'm looking for the spider, I'm trying to move my cup around. I can't see shit. It's dark as fuck. I'm like, fuck it. I just put my shit down. I'm like, if it bites me, fair play, because I tried to kill him.
He
He got
escaped.
away, and if he wants payback, that's fine with me. I'll take it. But while I'm like focusing back on the road, there's a fucking skunk in the middle of the road. And
Was it alive?
no, it was dead as fuck.
Okay.
But I ran that bitch over.
Oh. Was it like a tire straight over the carcass type
It was a boom boom.
Oh, no.
And I smelt, like it started smelling my car. I was like,
no.
fuck. I was like, did I kill that thing? I'm like, no. Skunks are just flat on the fucking floor. Those things are like up like raccoons, right? So I don't think I killed it. If I killed it, I killed it. But pretty sure I just ran over the stink portion of it.
The stink portion.
Yeah. And that shit woke me right the fuck up. Because you know sometimes when you drive in the morning, you're tired for work and
Yeah.
you got a light, you like maybe
Yeah.
snooze for a second. I was
No,
kind of that
what?
tired. I wasn't like snoozing, but my eyes were heavy.
I
So
got
that-
a lot of questions about how you drive because it doesn't sound very safe.
I'm a professional driver. Fuck
You're not
outta
a
here.
professional. You don't get paid for it. That makes you not a professional.
Have you ever gotten a ticket?
Yes.
Ask me if I've ever gotten a ticket.
No.
How many times have you been pulled over?
Twice.
That's it?
3 times.
So you got
One
you got off
time-
twice?
No. I got a ticket twice. Yeah, let
For
off
what?
once. First time was speeding. I was going 83 in a 70. Okay, whatever.
Second,
Second,
the exact same speed. My her ticket, but go on.
okay, second time, I was driving home from school. I was about a car length behind the car next to me. I see this red, just normal red sedan pull up next to me, and then brake, and then go right behind me, flick on some cop lights,
Oh shit.
get pulled over. He asked me if I knew what I did. I had absolutely no clue. That's what I told him.
Did he say that's even worse?
No.
That you don't know?
No, he said, he was like, why were you tailgating that guy? I was like, what?
Did he say
He
it
said,
again?
You were very close to him, very aggressive. I was like, what? I wasn't doing anything like that. I had no clue. I was not trying to do that whatsoever. And I got a $120 ticket for it.
Fuck that noise. I've been put over force
Force?
4 times. And I've gotten a ticket none.
Wow.
First time I ever got pulled over, I should have gotten a fucking ticket. I was working at the airport at the time, and it was like 2 a.m. because I used to work afternoon shift. I stayed for a couple hours after. I was fucking tired and starving. So there was a Little Caesars on Telegraph Road that's open 24/7. So I stopped by there, got it hot and ready. Then on the way home, I was driving in front of a high school, and there was like 4 stop signs.
Okay.
But I didn't want to fucking stop. I was just over it. There's nobody on the
You're over
goddamn
it?
road. There's nobody on the road. I'm starving. I just want to go home, shower, eat, go to bed. That was my like my main goal the rest of the day.
Okay.
So I just kind of like slow down on the first one. I'm like, there ain't nobody here. I just go through. I'm like, I just broke the law.
Ooh, you got a rush, did you?
Felt good.
Oh my god.
But the dark side come out of me a little bit. And then I ended up going through all 4 of them.
Nice.
And then all of a sudden, I see a car coming out of nowhere. I'm pretty sure from like the high school parking lot at like 2 in the morning. Pulls out his lights. I'm like, fucking A. And mind you, I was going like 35 at a 25 or 20 or some shit like that. So, and that's in front of a school. So it's like I ran 4 stop signs going 10 over in front of a school. I was like, fuck, this ain't gonna be good.
No, it's not good. You
Pulls
shouldn't
me
have done
over.
that.
And I wrote on my window, and the first thing he says, ooh, I smell pizza. And I was like, okay, this guy might let me go.
What?
And he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, man, I just got home I'm on my way home from work. I was starving, so I stopped at Little Caesars. I was just trying to get home and eat and shower. And he goes, okay. And he's like, I thought you were a drunk driver. And I was like, nope, not drunk driver, just an idiot. And he checked my record and he let me go.
Okay.
And then every other time has been like, they check my record. They're like, I don't want to ruin your record. I'm like, thank you very much, sir.
Well, that's bullshit.
But one time I got put over in Ann Arbor where I was on a date
Okay.
with, I'm not going to say her name, but the Kim K girl, you know, the girl that had the body but no brain.
I don't think she was reminiscent of Kim K, but okay, go
That's
on.
my example. Okay.
Interesting
And,
choice.
You got to go high, right?
I guess.
I got put over in the middle of downtown Ann Arbor. In the middle, like, where everything's popping. There's so many cars there. Like, I was having a huge traffic jam and everything. He pulled me over. He goes, do you know what I pulled you over for, sir? I'm like, I have no idea. He goes, well, that's even worse.
Wow.
I'm like,
okay. All right.
And he just was expecting me to, like, automatically, like,
Admit to your
I know
guilt.
what I did.
I'm sorry,
I had-
officer. You caught me.
I had no idea. And he said that I allegedly drove straight in a right-only lane, which, if I did, I did. But, I mean, that shit happens in downtown all the time.
Yeah.
So I think he was just having a bad day.
Got to meet that quota.
And he was just kind of being a dick to me, but I think he thought I was lying initially, but I was just telling the truth. And he checked my record, and he was like, okay, I'll let you go. I was like, yes. Oh, I lied. I did get a ticket from him, but it was a ticket because I only had my expired insurance card on me. Because I had my expired one in my glove box, and I had my new one in my wallet, and I forgot about the new one in my wallet. So I paid like $20, and that would go.
So let's.
Therefore, I'm a better driver than you, bitch.
Hang on. Let me start from the top here. So, at night, you like to watch videos while you drive. You like to blow stop signs in front of schools while you drive. You like to
Well, there's no traffic on the road.
drive straight in a right-only lane. What else was there? You were fighting a spider without looking at the road.
Acting like I had any option in that scenario.
It's a spider. It's not really going to hurt you, man.
What would you have done if there's a spider?
SWAT gone. You'll never see it again.
I tried to swat it.
Did you?
And I didn't do good enough.
Be more coordinated.
I didn't swat. I was going for the kill. I was like, bam.
See, you saw blood. That's your problem. And one of the days, your reckless driving is going to see blood. Boom. Lesson.
I think the video that I was watching was a theory on like what if Darth Vader's suit was upgraded and how much power he would have.
If it was upgraded.
Yeah, because I'm sure you know, like the way Palpatine constructed the suit, it was purposely to make him always uncomfortable and always miserable, and he always had the upper advantage
To harbor hate.
over Vader, is what I'm saying as well, because his suit was like extremely like prone to getting shocked. Like it didn't have any type of defense against electricity.
What?
Yeah. So if Palpatine used this,
Okay, just give him a little zippity zap.
yeah, if he uses fucking shocking shit, what is that called? Like force lightning? Yeah.
Yeah.
If he uses his force lightning on Vader, it's gonna fuck him up, and Vader knew that.
You just let it happen though? Sounds like an abusive relationship.
It was, dude. Vader,
Okay.
he kind of needed that though. He needed all that to happen because he has to hate himself, right? He has to realize he fucked up midway through, and then he has to have all this hate for the Jedi's, all the hate for himself,
Yeah.
for killing Padme.
Hang on a minute. Remember when I said I read your notes?
Yeah.
I read Star Wars notes.
Yeah.
You
says-
spelled almost every single name wrong. There's no E in Anakin. There's only one A in Padme. And the thing is,
Why are you putting my grammar on blast right now? bro?
this isn't grammar. These are spelling mistakes. You
They're
thought that was
names.
their name.
Their names.
You thought that was their name because you typed it multiple times. I checked. It
You're
wasn't
right.
a typo.
I never said it was a typo.
You thought Anakin's name was
Names-
Anakin.
Names.
Anakin and Padme.
Padme.
It's Padme.
Names can be spelled in different ways.
That's not right.
Nicholas. Nickollas.
Okay.
Nickollas.
You can't just change it.
Holas.
I can't just call you Nicholas with no H. That's not your name.
Yeah, but it's pronounced the same way. Nicholas.
That doesn't translate to type, you fool. Doesn't work that way.
Close enough. It's my notes, you fuck. It ain't for anybody else to read.
Well, now it's
over
on
here
blast.
invading my privacy. You like read my diary, bro.
Everyone mock him.
I hope
mock
you're
him
proud-
right now.
I hope you're proud of the person you are.
That's exactly what I did in high school.
You read people's diaries.
What? No, bullied him.
Oh
Make
yeah,
me feel good.
yeah. But I can't. I don't let it bother me now. So it's like a.
You seem pretty bothered.
It's like a haha on your part. A little.
You're
a little
gonna
reversal?
do the jokes on you type thing?
Yeah.
Jokes on you, I don't care. Ha ha ha.
Pretty much.
You're literally just fighting me on it, trying to call me out, throw me under the bus.
I was explaining my.
Anyways, were you telling a story there? What happened?
Yes. I was telling a story of a what if from YouTube. I think his name's Star Wars Theory on YouTube. He's a dope. He makes all kinds of like his own storylines for what if scenarios, and he actually like incorporates their voices. He tries to, and they're not bad. Some of them are kind of bad, some of them aren't bad. But he with the sounds and the editing and all that, you're into the shit. Like it makes it seem like it could possibly happen.
Okay.
And with the Vader one, he was bringing up how come he never tried to change his suit. He's had multiple times where he's been on missions without Palpatine. And I guess even in the non-canon books, like before, like when they were canon after 7 and 8 or before 7 and 8 came out,
Yeah.
he had an opportunity to change his suit and he said no because of I guess there was like a certain percentage of him dying. But his theory is that he didn't want to change his suit just because he hated himself so much.
He thought he deserves it?
Yeah. Like I think he subconsciously thought he deserved it. And he probably low-key did. I mean, his actions were pretty fucked up.
I mean,
He slaughtered Jedi children. That's the worst thing that he did. You can't go back from that. He did come back from that.
He literally did, yeah.
Not initially.
It took some time.
Yeah, he had to hate himself for a while.
I mean, I guess that's interesting, yeah. He's a good reflection of that type of person, someone who makes a really, really, really big mistakes that affects literally their entire life, and they have to get out, but they can't, even though it should be obvious that getting out is the right choice.
It's crazy how that happens sometimes. It's
Yeah.
like you can see your destiny happening, and you know you could stop at any time, but there's just something that draws you to it. I've been fucking balls deep in Star Wars this whole week because I just finished my Star Wars Alliance book.
Star Wars Alliance.
Yeah.
Is that with our brilliant blue handsome man, Thrawn?
Yes.
Oh.
His Chiss name
Is that the sequel?
His Chiss
Did
name
you read the
is
first one?
Miondo.
Miondo?
Miondo de Thrawn, something like that.
You had all those notes with Anakin
I
and
can't
Padme, but you couldn't
pronounce
write down
the names.
Thrawn's name?
I'm sorry, man. But yes, it is the prequel, but I'm actually...
Sequel. Prequel comes before.
It is the prequel.
It's the sequel.
No, it's the prequel. It's low-key the prequel.
To what?
Of the book that I'm reading now. Just whatever the new Thrawn book is. Is it just called Thrawn?
Yeah.
Star Wars Thrawn? Yeah.
So the one you're starting now is the first one. The one you just read is the sequel.
The one I'm reading now came out first.
Yes.
The one that I already read, Star Wars Alliance,
Yes.
came out after. But
Yes.
the story in it itself
False.
is the past.
false.
That's not the
first
How are you
one-
telling me it's fucking false? I'm literally listening to the new book where he's fucking talking to Palpatine for the first time ever on chapter 3, and he brings up Anakin Skywalker and his mission that he had with Anakin Skywalker.
Because that's what it's about. He's telling that story to Palpatine. It's set in the past.
No.
It's his retelling of that story. And it starts...
Which book are you talking about?
The first one is his rise up.
Correct.
From the bottom.
Correct.
So, okay, so you gotta... If that's the
But
rise,
it's his
and the
rise
second
up.
one is...
It's his rise up
follow-up.
after the Clone Wars. He doesn't
Yeah.
have a rise before the Clone Wars.
Right.
But he had a mission with Anakin Skywalker during the Clone Wars.
Okay, go on.
You fuck? Is
Okay,
that hard
go
to
on.
understand?
That's not what he was talking about. Go on.
Well, in the Thrawn Alliance book, it starts off with Vader and Palpatine and Thrawn all in... What's Thrawn's or Palpatine's ship? That's not the Chimera.
No, it's Thrawn ship.
I don't know what Palpatine's big-ass ship is called.
The Death Star.
Was it the Death Star? No, he wasn't on the Death Star. Anyways, they were on his ship, and Palpatine gave them a mission to go to the outer region because he senses something in the Force.
Okay.
Something Vader couldn't sense, and something obviously Thrawn had no idea about. But Palpatine's goal was 3 different things. He wanted to know what the disturbance in the Force was, while he also wanted Thrawn... He wanted to test Thrawn's loyalty to the Empire because in the outer realm is where the Chiss live, and that's his people. But Thrawn swore his allegiance to the Empire, so it was kind of like a test, and he wanted Vader there just to make sure he's actually gonna listen, because as smart as Thrawn is and as brilliant as he is, he steps out of line.
He's a sneaky little fella.
If he steps out of line, Vader, you don't smart your way, you don't sweet talk your way out of a fucking Force choke. You know what I mean?
Right. It's true.
And he also wanted Vader there so he could deal with his past, to see if Anakin was still in him. So it was like a fucking chess move right there. He checked the fucking game of Star Wars there. Palpatine did with that move. And once they go off on their mission, it starts to have like, it has like chapter 3, prequel, chapter 4, and then it'll just start talking like in the present time. So like every other chapter was Anakin's story, and then Vader's and Thrawn's story. Anakin went out there initially because Padme, one of her like mistresses, the people that her bodyguards and all that like got intel for her and shit, got intel all the way out in the outer rim about some separatist shit. And told her it was really important nobody would support Padme in the council, because obviously Chancellor Palpatine knew what the fuck was going on out there, so he's not going to help her.
Right.
So she went out there by herself, didn't tell anybody. And Anakin didn't hear shit from her for weeks. And after he was doing missions and all that, he finally had the time, and the Jedi's allowed him to go out there and check on her. And while he's looking for her, he finds this random ship, and he starts questioning him, and it's Thrawn. And Thrawn just talking like, you gotta listen to how he talks, or you gotta read like how he talks and how he thinks, because in the audiobook, you literally like listen to his thoughts and then he speaks. Like it's like Anakin will say something, and then it sounds like his lips moved more than they should have there. His arm, his right hand tensed more than last conversation. He looks like he's a little bit angrier. And then based on all those assessments, then he'll judge the next thing he's going to say. And he's super confident, super smart. And he's one of those guys that if you talk to for a while, you want to punch in the fucking face. Just because he's such an asshole in a confident, non-dickish way that after a while, it's like, dude, ooh, you're annoying the fuck out of me, but I can't like say you're being a dick because I don't know if you're being a dick or not. I don't know if you're just being smarter than me. And like it like definitely makes you feel like a dumb person. Right. Like he made Anakin feel dumb a few times.
Give you a little bit of inadequacy.
Right. So I don't want to like spoil the whole book, but that's pretty much the premise of it. Is Anakin goes to try to save Padme. They end up finding some shit while they're out there. And Thrawn has his own desires as well, because he's not just only going to randomly help Anakin. He had his own goals, so they decided to team up. Thrawn did his mission. Anakin saved Padme, and then in the future, like after the Clone Wars, turns out that the disturbance in the Force. Should I say this or no?
No.
Should I not? I shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
Okay. Well, it's not a bad story at all. Like it was leading up to like this big thing, and I was like, what the fuck is this disturbance in the Force? Because I'm thinking like they're not gonna like introduce Snoke in this book or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm like, maybe
you've already said way too much.
Maybe it's Maul or something like that. But then I was like, okay, is it gonna be something that's like extremely underwhelming? And I was like, man. And then I finally figured it out. They finally reveal it, but it's not underwhelming at all. At all. And like it literally shows you like the human side of Darth Vader for a second.
Damn.
Because in the beginning, or in the first, like in the Clone Wars section, Anakin doesn't tell Thrawn shit about him and Padme's relationship. Because he doesn't know if he's ever going to go to Coruscant and talk to them. So he's just saying that it's somebody in the government and I need to save her. We've been a friend for a long time. And then as soon as they get together, Thrawn just immediately knows that they're a couple based off their facial reactions and how much they care for each other. How Anakin is willing to just say, fuck the mission, fuck finding out whatever the Separatists are doing. I'm going to go save her. He knew.
You're spoiling a lot of story right now.
But this is an important part. Because Thrawn...
Well, then you shouldn't say it.
Fuck off. Thrawn...
Seriously?
They can fast forward.
Jesus.
Thrawn kept reminding Anakin throughout the whole thing. He's like, I understand that you want to save Padme, but the mission comes first, right? And he kept saying it and making Anakin say, yes, the mission comes first, the mission comes first, the mission comes first. But at the end, obviously, Anakin ain't gonna fucking listen to that.
No.
And in the future, Emperor Palpatine tells Thrawn, like, you swore your allegiance to me over your people. And he say, yeah. So every time when they're in the outer realm, there's a conflict with the Chiss people and the other people, I'm not going to say, in the outer region. And Thrawn wants to try to do something that helps the Chiss. Vader is on his fucking ass saying, think about the mission. The mission comes first. So it's like the roles are reversed. But at the end of the day, like they got to find like a good happy medium. And you see like a gentler side of Vader for like a split second.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it made me appreciate Thrawn. I like Thrawn a lot. I had no idea who the fuck he was, but I like him a lot.
Introduced by the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes mobile game.
For real. And Star Wars Rebels, which we need to start watching. Apparently, this book is in between seasons 3 and 4 of Star Wars Rebels. So I'm like super curious to fucking watch that shit.
You better hurry up then.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about MMA now? Or do you want to talk about... Do you have any game shit? Or are you waiting?
I have game shit. Okay. Man, the Dota 2 International's going on.
Right now. I like really...
Literally this moment.
I went in his room and I'm like, listen, motherfucker. We got a podcast to do.
That's not what you said.
I don't give a fuck.
You're like, hey,
about...
Hang on.
How much you love this shit.
You've done enough talking.
How much
Look at the waveforms right now. Your waveforms are way, way, way bigger than mine. Calm down.
I was telling a story.
You walked into my room. You're like, hey, Dalton, do you think maybe... Can we do the podcast today? I know it's whenever you want to do it, but I feel confident today. You know, I normally don't, but today I feel pretty good. So.
If you don't want to, it's okay. I understand.
Yeah, absolutely. See, I'm glad you remember.
It's all coming back to me now. It's weird. Like what I thought happened was like the opposite of that. But
it's weird, right?
What's going on with Dota?
So right now
I can honestly say I'm interested in it.
Can you? I'm thoroughly surprised at that. So right now. We are in the third day of the main event. It's going to go on for 2 more days. It ends on Saturday.
So it's the finals right now, and the finals are multiple days?
Yeah. So last week I told you about the group stage.
Right.
Which is basically how you get placed into the bracket.
And what's the brackets? Is that 16?
Yep, there's 16 teams. There's an upper bracket, so all the best teams from both group stages get put into the upper bracket. Those are all best of 3 games, and if you lose, you go down to the losers bracket.
Right.
In the losers bracket, all the shitty teams from the group stages, that's all best of 1 elimination games.
And there's no losers bracket for them.
You lose, you're out.
That's cool, though.
It is cool.
It brings the intensity of the games up for both the winners and losers bracket.
You have a reason to win. You have a reason to try to win in the group stages. And it motivates these players to do really well. Right now, my personal favorite team, OG... I think I told you about all the favorites, Liquid, Evil Geniuses. Well, OG just beat EG.
Beat who?
Beat EG.
Okay.
And
what's EG?
Evil Geniuses. I should have... Ergonomic? Why would that be the start of a esport team name, man?
I don't know.
What?
Don't ask me
ergonomic gaming?
Maybe they're sponsored by an ergonomic chair. You never know. Acting like that's like a far-fetched thing. That could happen. I'm going to find that motherfucking team that's sponsored by a chair and shove it in your face.
Wow, Jesus. Well, ergonomic gaming coming for me, apparently. But Evil Geniuses was expected to be one of the really, really big favorites to win because 2 players from OG actually left, and they were the most important players on the team. They left to EG.
Oh, shit. So there's some drama going on?
There's a lot of drama. A little bit of salt in the air. I was not very confident that OG would win at all.
So the good guys won, though.
It's very hard to tell because they haven't talked about the split at all. Apparently, it was the captain that left OG. Apparently, he and another player on the team named No Tail, who's still there now, they were really best friends for like 10 plus years. And then he decided to leave. Right before a major tournament, he and their best player left to go to EG without saying anything.
He prioritized winning a video game over friendship and loyalty.
Exactly.
Always burns you in the butt, man.
Right. But No Tail and the rest of the team hasn't been talking about it at all. They said it's personal, no one else's business, which is definitely respectful, but that means it's
that means serious. I want to know even more, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, that's nosy.
That's good business shit. That's good marketing.
That's good business. Are you serious?
I know what they're doing.
So OG came into the upper bracket, as did EG. They both beat their first round matchup. And then they met. There was a lot of salt. There's now a picture that's now famous of a little handshake between the 2 teams. Because they do that every time. No, I don't have that.
You're supposed to let me see, man.
But No Tail, who's normally this super happy fucking guy, is staring this guy in the eyes like he wanted to murder him.
Damn.
Like it was just it was
Trying to
it
do
was
Conor
it was
McGregor intimidation.
something like that. Was like you're dead to me, eyes.
Damn.
It was pretty wild.
That's cool. Are you happy OG won?
I was ecstatic.
Were you?
They 2-0'd him. That's at a best of 3, 2-0ing someone like that is a definite sign of dominance.
Good for them. They were fucking motivated. Now,
Yeah.
hopefully, that's not their hoorah. Like, for example, Boston Bruins when they beat Montreal to go to the fucking
Yeah.
Eastern Conference.
They're like,
final.
oh yeah, we did it.
They were like celebrating like they won the Stanley Cup, and then they got fucking smoked by Tampa because they weren't mentally prepared to keep going.
Yeah. But OG actually balled out of their fucking lives because they beat EG and then they beat the team after that, which is supposed to be one of the best teams coming in, one of the best teams in China.
What's the team name?
PSG.LGD. They are sponsored by Paris Saint-Germain, a $1 billion soccer company.
Is this the team that you told me that one of the sons was a son of somebody who's like really rich and famous and shit?
No. That's EG.
They're just sponsored by a rich ass fucking company.
Yeah, they happen to be a really good esports team, so they got sponsored by a company that wants to make money.
I cannot believe how much money is involved in this fucking game.
This Dota tournament is a big deal, man.
Game of nerds.
A lot of wallets are involved.
I've watched small clips of this while I'm in, like just invading your privacy.
Yep, just staring
going
at,
in your room
looking over my shoulder for no reason.
and watching you watch these little trailers of fucking the players of the
Those
game.
aren't trailers. It's just
and
like
it's just like
that was the
it's
introduction.
an insight of their life, and their lives look like they're fucked.
What? How are they fucked?
They literally look like the nerds that are under dog shit and then under elephant shit. And then that's all I got.
That's impressive. I'm surprised that you came up with all of that by yourself.
It took me like 2 weeks to think
It
about
took you about 2 minutes right there.
Dude,
So
it was like something was growing in my head and then it just disappeared.
there's something there. Do you ignore this fly? Speaking of
Flies?
that person you were talking about, his name is Fly. I'm not joking. The guy who's the son,
What is he the son of?
the creator of Krav Maga. He's not even like a billionaire at all.
Krav Maga. That's what it was.
Yeah,
He has to be a millionaire.
I doubt it.
He created a fucking martial art. He
That
has
is
to be a millionaire.
Where does the millions come from?
The Gracies are billionaires by now, right? They have to
Doubt
be.
it. Also, doubt it. Significantly. So, anyways, LGD, sponsored by a billionaire company, was stomped. Not stomped. They lost 2-1 to this OG team who no one expected to win. They have 2 rookies on the team, 2 people who have never even competed in
Did they play really, really well?
a competition like that. And yeah, they did. They actually were 2 of the most influential players on the team.
Sounds like good old snipe down in Halo 3.
One of them was 18 years old. He was kicked off the team, replaced by an established like superstar. Superstar thing didn't pan out, so they bring the kid back. And
Damn, they kicked him off and they brought him back. If I was that kid, I'd
I
be
don't
like,
know.
fuck you.
There was a lot of complicated things going on, like contract issues and legality issues. I think he was maybe not kicked. I think he left to go to school. I'm not 100% sure. But I know that he split from the team, obviously. I think it was mutual.
And he came back.
And he came back, and he was probably the best player on the team in the tournament.
Do they have like a MVP
I don't
of the tournament?
actually.
Seriously?
I don't think so.
They don't have like
actually.
little individual accolades?
I mean, they'll assign like they'll highlight the people that did the best like in each specific stat. So, say for example, in the NBA, the highest scoring leader was James Harden, something like that.
Gotcha.
So that'll kind of help differentiate who balled out. In this case, OG balled, like I said, out the fuck of their mind. So they beat LGD, again, one of the favorites of the tournament.
And they go
Which-
down to the losers bracket?
They went down to the losers bracket where they faced 2 other teams. Stomped both of them. One of them was EG.
They stomped EG?
Yeah. Like it was nothing. That was a 2-0. So which brings a rematch of OG versus PSG LGD.
Where they start off at 2-1 though, right? For OG?
No. This
It
is
starts
in the grand finals. It's a best of 5. You start from scratch.
Seriously? That's kind of lame.
I mean, you're not supposed to face the same team. Ideally, someone else beats them when they're in the losers bracket. But just because it happened to be
That never
the best
happened in
team,
Halo. The teams, like the 2 top teams, like Instinct versus Final Boss, one of them lost. 9 times out of 10, they come right back up in the finals and they'd face off again. But it'd be based off it would start off as like 3-1 or 3-2,
right?
which I think is kind of cool. But I guess that's okay. I mean, you can't be as cool as Halo. Let's be real.
I think it's pretty easy too. But anyways, it's actually pretty balanced, like all the teams and which teams are good. Stop looking at the fucking fly, man. Seriously.
Bothering the fuck out of me.
I see that. You literally can't stop staring at
I
it.
want the Bruce Lee this fly in 2 seconds here.
Please do, so you can stop being distracted by it.
Sorry, guys. We got fruit fly in the house.
Jesus Christ. Probably those rotten bananas that are just chilling.
Hey!
there.
Don't talk shit about my bananas. That's potassium for my body. I need that shit.
So do the flies.
I need that shit to stay healthy. You understand me?
That's the only thing keeping you healthy.
Bananas.
Wow.
Potassium.
You are more of a baboon than I thought. So anyways.
Thank you.
The teams are very balanced, so that kind of explains why a team like OG, who was more of like a 6th place kind of team,
They're 6th place kind of team.
they're lower on the ladder. They beat this arguably number 1 ranked team in the world.
They shocked the world at first. Well, they had a chip on their shoulder. Let's be
Right.
real. They
didn't really have a lot to prove.
They were training for this whole tournament, probably better than
well,
they've
let's
ever
just try
have.
our best. Yeah.
And they had a huge chip on their shoulder. They wanted to beat EG,
Mm-hmm.
and they just kept the train rolling. It sounds like.
Yeah, they had nothing to lose, whereas LGD, they were literally representing a country of avid esports fans. China gamers don't fuck around at all. It's like their
Dude,
lives.
are they allowed to go back?
Yeah.
Are they gonna have to?
Your spoilers.
Are they gonna
First of
have to-
all,
are they have to
spoilers. Just because they
illegally-
lost, they lost 1 round to OG, and then they went to the grand finals. What everybody say? Just stop.
Have to-
No. The answer is no.
go Trump?
No.
Have to go Trump?
No.
Try to get in America,
No.
border free.
No. They don't at all.
They
They
don't
have
free?
visas because they are workers. They are working here. Also, they're in Canada.
Canada.
The tournament was in Canada.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Go on.
So, up to the grand finals, OG had, I don't know if expectations were lower than the first game. It's kind of hard to remember, but I honestly did not expect them to win.
I know. You told me several times. Every time I go to watch, I'm like, how's your team doing? They're doing good right now, but
I don't think they're going to keep it going.
Yeah, exactly what she said, like 8 times.
I had honestly no faith in. No one else did, but it's kind of what we expected out of OG just because that's what we thought they were skilled as. But they, like I said, they just played so far ahead of what they were capable of, and they end up taking the series to a game 5,
Oh, shit.
which it does not. I think that was only the second time it's happened in the history of the tournament.
Did the other team, LGBTQ, that team, did they go up in the series initially?
The first game was actually won by OG,
Okay.
which was an even bigger shocker.
Yeah,
because it was like, okay, that was not a fluke. They actually just took one on us.
Right.
And then they lost 2 in a row. And that's when I was like, okay, well, it looks like they just lost.
Did they look like mentally defeated?
No, not at all. They never showed that kind of look. They were always focused on the next game. And the big thing with their run is that they did it their way, whereas all the other teams were like chasing the tactics of other teams, like looking at what the meta was, what everyone else was doing. But OG just come in with their inexperienced players, just they sit in their comfort zone and play the way they want to play without being affected by the lights or the crowd or anything like that. And
Just acted like they were in their mama's basement. Now these motherfuckers
Basically.
make a lot of money, so they're probably like
there was
they're in their mom's basement, but they bought their mom's house.
they're
That's-
not that
that's-
rich.
that's exactly
I mean,
what
they're that
happened.
rich now. They're all like millionaires now because they ended up beating LGD.
And they won how much?
I think it was 2 million each. So 10 million.
$2 million for that game.
Yeah, 10 million total for first place.
Let me
I think there was 3 million for second place, like 3 million for third place as well.
How many hours do you think we've put into this podcast, like from start to finish? From like when we decide let's do a podcast to now, how many hours do you think? 1,000?
No.
Now, what if we put all that time and energy and 1,000% just on Dota?
I've played like 800 hours
Could we
of Dota.
could we be millionaires by now?
No. Those guys, I guarantee,
Could
have
we
played
be
like 5,000 hours.
100,000 airs by now.
No
It's
Tail's
like-
been
it's just
playing
like 10th
Dota
place.
for like 10 years.
10th
like
place.
I said.
That's all I'm asking for is 10th place. I'm not trying to be the greatest. I just want 10th place.
You haven't even played the game.
Yeah, that's true.
So, step 1,
Does that game have different maps?
it's just the one map.
Same
There's
map every single time?
Different like skins for the map, like different seasons. But that's about it. So OG took a 5-game series over the best team in the world, Hello Fly. And I started crying a little bit.
Did you really tear up
I teared up a little bit.
when they were doing their,
I
like,
was so-
their speeches and shit?
They didn't really do very many speeches. They kind of just walked away. And then they were on a nice little late night show that came on after the game, which was cool that they...
Oh, they threw them a little after party and shit?
Yeah, a little late game show, yeah.
Okay, were there any hot chicks there? Did they get their groove on?
I mean,
Did they lose their virginity?
they probably weren't virgins to begin with. But I was really happy. It was my favorite team, actually. I don't know if I explained that earlier than this current podcast because I don't want to seem like a bandwagoner or anything. Because that label gets applied to me a lot. Blackhawks fan, LeBron James fan,
Were you a Golden State fan ever?
Arsenal fan. No, I was never a Golden State fan. But I was on the bandwagon of not liking Golden State, though.
I was on the bandwagon of Golden State
What?
just because I hated LeBron.
So you were on the bandwagon of hating LeBron?
Yes, I was a LeBron hater.
No.
And I was like, fuck yeah, go Curry. And that was before they got KD. Once they got KD, I was like, that's not really cool, man.
Your allegiances are so easily broken.
And now they got fucking Cousins, and I'm like, man, now this is just some bullshit.
That was your reaction?
Pretty much. I looked at my phone, Instagram breaking news, man. This is some bullshit. Bullshit, man. But what are you gonna do?
It's true.
You know what else is fucking bullshit, man?
What's fucking bullshit, man?
Fight night.
What?
The Fight Night results.
That wasn't bullshit at all. What are you talking about?
Bullshit.
That was a great
man.
time for everybody involved.
It was a good card for sure. A lot of entertaining fights. But
But?
the picks didn't go that right for Nick Marchwitzky over
No,
here.
they did not.
Let's start with the first pick. Mickey
I
Gall
didn't get to see the first one.
versus George Sullivan.
Which
Well,
is
it only
so
lasted a
exciting.
minute.
What happened? Tell me what happened, because I didn't see it.
Well, this is what I was expecting. I was like, okay, Mickey Gall has been training for like a year now with Joe Schilling. He's gonna try to keep it standing for a little bit. He's gonna test how good his striking has improved.
Show everyone what he learned.
Yeah, pretty much. Not what happened at all. First 15 seconds of the fight, 20 seconds of the fight, he took George down, got his back, choked his ass out.
That's
Pretty
it.
much exactly how it went.
What happened? What the hell? Is this guy just like a soup?
He went for
Mickey
a single
Gall, or
leg
what?
takedown, and I got him to the cage and slowly took him down, got his ass down, took his back. He's just high level on the ground. He's a high level brown belt. And George Sullivan's a veteran of MMA. He's 17-7. So he has 24 fights. So you would think that he knows how to defend, but that's just Mickey Gall slippery like that. And also, right when you, if you get somebody's back like that right in the beginning of a fight, and you're both aren't sweaty and slippery and bloody, you get your hands around that neck and you get it under the chin. It's like almost guaranteed.
That's true. I
So
thought about that.
it was a good one from Mickey. I also thought Mickey was gonna win, but I wanted to pick the main event, so I let you pick first.
Yeah, you got to make sacrifices.
I,
And I
you picked Mickey, and he won. So I was expecting to lose that one, right?
Sure.
Okay, we'll go to the next one. And then we skipped because there was a lot of good fights, but we only wanted to pick the notable
The
fights.
notables.
So we went to the main card and we picked between Jake Ellenberger and Brian Barberina. I picked Jake Ellenberger for the sole reason of Brian beat Jake's little brother, and I thought he was gonna have that big brother mentality.
Oh, the big brother
It's
mentality.
in his hometown. He's lost 8 of his past 10. He's going to bounce back. If there's anybody you're going to bounce back on, it's Brian Barberina. That's what I thought. Because Jake's a fucking veteran. And he has knockout power still. He's a good wrestler. So I didn't think Brian was going to take him down. And I didn't think Brian really... He does not look like he has power. Tell me he looks like... He doesn't. He looks like the least intimidating guy on the planet. He looks like a really, really nice, out of shape guy who fucking... Like a tree foreman. You know what I mean?
Oh, tree foreman?
Yeah, somebody who just grabs shrubs and shit and throws them in the shredder, that type of thing. But nope, fucking tagged Jake, knocked his ass out, first round,
Okay.
and Jake retired from that.
Damn. Yeah, it definitely turned out to be a rough night for Nick.
Good for Jake though, because I think it was definitely time. Because before the fight, everybody was saying, the announcers kept saying that Jake kept telling everybody that the fire's still there. And he still has just as much passion today that he does on the very first time he's fought. And he just needs to get back on a winning track and get some traction and blah, blah, blah. Usually when a fighter says all those things at the tail end of their career, it's almost like they're trying to
Justify it.
pretend for themselves too.
I accept letting this go. And it's not at all because I'm terrible right now.
And he seemed very content and almost relieved that he was able to retire in his hometown and
Yeah.
get rid of all the stress of having all those losses on your record, because I can only imagine how much stress that is. You're trying to get a win so bad. But good for him. He retired. He had a good career. He ended 31-15. It's not terrible at all.
No, not at all.
Fucking long ass career in not just UFC, but
MMA in general.
Yeah, so good on Jake. Fuck you for losing, but good on Jake.
Another L in the column for Nick.
And then Michael Johnson versus Touchy Feely was the next fight. And you picked Michael, I picked Feely, and I was confident with my pick because he trains at Team Alpha Male.
It's true.
Darren Elkins just beat Michael Johnson at 145. This is Michael's second fight at 145. He has to cut a lot of weight to get down there. How is he going to perform? And I thought Feely was confident on the stand-up, and I thought he was also good enough to take it to the ground when needed. Which he did take it to the ground. For a second, he almost got Michael's back, but Michael defended well. And I was like, wow, he actually looks composed. And I was shocked because typically when shit goes south for Michael, he kind of like...
Gives up?
I don't know if he gives up, but he's like gets overwhelmed. But he didn't this time. He stayed composed, and he outstruck Touchy Feely and fucking won a decision.
I believe there were moments when he was on the ground that I thought he may have been having flashbacks to the whole Khabib thing. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, which one, Khabib or Darren Elkins?
I mean, it's a toss-up, but I'm glad that he won.
Yeah, he definitely looked more crisp on the stand-up. And another thing, too, about Feely, I forgot about all the drama that's going on with fucking Team Alpha Male. They don't have a head coach right now because Justin Bolts, whatever his name is, he left, and there's this drama. There's always drama with that gym. And I don't know, like, you always, like, from the outside perspective, from my point of view, I'm always, like, for Team Alpha Male, like, defending them. But if it's head coach after head coach just leaving and leaving and leaving, and it's just drama, and every single one of them has something negative to say,
clearly something's wrong.
Maybe something's there. Maybe they're smelling some shit, you know what I mean? But who knows? I guess we'll find out if like Chad Mendes starts to tail off, or if see how Cody does in his bounce back fight. They really need a head coach there, bottom line. It just seems like they're so scrambled. Like Danny Castillo is not a head coach. I'm sorry, but he's not. Chris Holdsworth is a great jiu-jitsu coach, but I don't see him as a head coach. You need somebody in there that actually fucking can get the fighter's attention in between rounds and get the message clearly. Just the little things, you know, that makes a huge difference.
Right. Otherwise, you're just not going to listen, and you fall into some bad habits and shit.
Yeah, it's just basically like muscle memory. You're not there. It's just all muscle movement, and sometimes you need to adapt in a fight.
Yeah, you do got to be strategic. Can't just throw fists and hope one lands.
Well, you can if
you
you're Justin Gaethje.
You can. I shouldn't say can't.
Yeah, because then I'm 0-3 at this point, so I'm like, all right, I'm okay with 0-3 because I know James is going to win, and I'll win the most important fight. I'll be okay. I'll take my 3 shots like a champ, and I'll be fine. And then the fight started. James is looking good. First, like, minute or so in the round, he's keeping his distance. Every time Justin tried to close the distance, he would use his kicks to push back. He had some really, really good body kicks. He was throwing leg kicks. I was like, I like this. He's fighting the way he should fight against Justin Gaethje. He's keeping the distance, and he's picking his shots. And Justin wasn't able to land anything. That was until Justin got him up against the cage, threw a fake left, and then landed a bomb from hell. He landed one of them good old Dan Henderson's H-bombs. And he knocked James out bad.
Did he die? I was concerned that he may have died.
I don't know if you noticed, but like it was like a minute after the fight, Justin, after he did his backflip and shit off the cage, he went up to James and he went to go like squash the beef, you know, whatever they do, pay each other
good
respect.
fight, man. Yeah.
And James was there next to the ref, and as soon as James seen Justin, he tried to take him down. Like,
oh shit!
Like he thought he was in a
wait for the
fight
double
style.
leg.
Yeah.
As soon as he saw him.
And that happens sometimes when you get knocked out because you don't know what the fuck's going on. You know what I mean? Like
that's true. You see your enemy, you're like, okay, fight time. I gotta prove I can fight.
30 seconds ago, you both were just trying to kill each other. Now you're on a fucking stool. You're like, what the fuck happened? What's
the transition
going on?
is like that.
Yeah. So, but good for Justin for sure.
You did not think he was gonna win.
No, I didn't. I really did not think he was gonna win. Justin also looked well. He looked composed as well. He looked like he didn't get overzealous, and he didn't look anxious because he couldn't hit James.
You have the word overzealous in your vernacular?
Yes, I do. You like it? I've been studying, you know,
I'm
one word a day. That's what everybody says. But no, he really looked really good as well. He didn't it's hard to say that he didn't let the fact that he couldn't hit James bother him because it only lasted a minute. Right. But within that minute and a half, he was getting clipped a lot by James from as far as the leg kicks and that.
Sure. And
he just stayed composed. And then he picked his shot and he landed it. And
I I saw.
Finally got that W back, so he's 2-2 in UFC. All 4 of his fights, 3 of them were fight of the year. One of them's knockout of the year. He's gonna get bonuses for all of them. This guy's fucking. He's dope, dude. He's definitely. I cannot take that away from him. He is entertaining as fuck.
Can't take it away. He's dope.
Yeah, he's dope too.
I think I saw a clip just today of another time James Vick got knocked the fuck to the nether realm.
5-0. Dariush. So overhand right, same thing.
Yeah, just into unconsciousness.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Do you think people have like a easier trigger for that kind of thing? Like those glass chins like Alistair have?
No, I think that comes with age and how many wars that you're in.
How old is James Vick?
He's 32, but he's only had 15 fights.
Yeah.
Alistair's had 40-something. He's been knocked out like fucking 18 times.
Apples to oranges, but they're both fruit. Know what I mean?
No, I don't think James has a glass chin. I think he got hit right on the chin from fucking Justin Gaethje as hard as he could.
What was it? Dariush?
But no, same thing. Overhand right. Those overhand right can knock anybody out. The thing is just James, he's tall, so he's susceptible to that shot really easily.
The old Stephen Struve syndrome.
Yeah, for real. And he didn't keep his hands up. And I'm sure because he's tall, he's not used to keeping his hands all the way up.
I mean, yeah, you gotta defend like this from the little guys, just protect the chin.
Do the fucking...
the Mac.
Yeah, do the Mac from It's Always Sunny.
That's funny.
So what do you think's next for James?
For Gaethje?
No, for James Vick. I already know
for
what's
James
next
Vick.
for Gaethje. My
I
theory.
have no idea.
Because the Motown Phenom caught out Gaethje.
Kevin Lee?
Yeah, he caught him out. I think that makes sense because he was supposed to fight Showtime Pettis,
Yep.
but that didn't turn out because Showtime signed with Ferguson Okukui,
Which
UFC
is shocking
229.
in its own way.
Yeah, that'll be a good fight. It depends what kind of Showtime shows up. Like I always say, if he shows up like hell,
You do say that all the time.
Because Showtime is a fucking world champion when he wants to be. The bottom line. And the good thing about this fight is Tony's not going to try to wrestle him down and grind him out. Tony's got to he's going to want to feel that pressure and feel everything in the cage. He does that. He's almost like he lets people impose their will on him, and then he's just there the whole time. Every time he's
standing it.
Yeah. And then eventually his will just takes over. You get tired. He's just still there. He's salsa dancing and shit in the middle of the cage. Like, what, motherfucker?
Kind of feels demoralizing at that point.
But Kevin Lee did call Justin out, and I think that'll be I'm also not liking Justin in that fight either at all. Not even a little bit.
No?
I think Justin does have really good wrestling, but I think Kevin Lee's wrestling's on another level. Yeah. And I also think Kevin Lee's a better striker. And I think he's a smarter fighter.
It's probably just more
well-rounded
Kevin
fighter. Lee he's a contender. He's he could be a champion for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's true. He has that championship DNA.
Justin is an entertaining fighter. He's like the Cowboy Cerrone. He's like the new Cowboy for the lightweight division. I don't see him being a champion. I could see him beating anybody in the UFC.
But he'd probably be like a gatekeeper.
Yeah, but I don't see him like winning the title and then defending it long term at all. Like I could see him winning it on some crazy knockout.
Sure.
But that's about it. I don't even see him getting a streak up to win a title. Just because of how he fights. I'm not saying it's bad. It's entertaining as fuck. Who might have talked shit? He's won how many bonuses? He's making how much money in the short little time that he's been in the UFC? Mm-hmm. Titles don't mean everything. I mean, fuck, you know?
Guy's popular.
But as far as James Vick goes...
You did say, I believe you mentioned Chiesa.
That might be a good fight. Chiesa versus Vick.
Chiesa, yeah.
They're both tall. They fought in the Ultimate Fighter, I'm pretty sure.
Did they?
Yeah, I think Vick won. I could be wrong because I didn't watch Ultimate. Nobody watched the Ultimate Fighter at that time.
Not anymore.
But I'm pretty sure they fought in the Ultimate Fighter, and I think James Vick won. Let me see if I can
look it up.
James Vick.
I always put a lot of
Michael Chiesa. Full fight.
I feel like I put a lot of faith on the taller fighters. I feel like that reach advantage is such a big deal, but it ends up just getting you knocked the fuck out, apparently.
Sometimes, other times not. It depends on the fighter. Like look at Ezreal Adesanya, John Jones,
Nate,
Darren Till. Mm-hmm. Darren Till just bigger for everything though.
True. The Gorilla Man.
No, Michael Chiesa won.
Oh shit.
TKO round 2.
But it wasn't the Ultimate Fighter?
It was the Ultimate Fighter because those fights don't count. Those are like bullshit fights. They're not real fights.
They're not professional.
Yeah. So that might be a good fight. Get James back. I don't think Chiesa's gonna knock him out. Damn, he got TKO'd by Vick or by Chiesa. I didn't know that.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe the glass chin theory may be right.
There you go.
Who knows?
There you go. See, I know what I'm talking about sometimes.
Sometimes, but that's
Not usually.
Not all the time.
Let's just not.
Sometimes you
mention
say the dumbest shit with MMA, but fuck it.
What can you do?
Did you know that we actually have a date now for Chael and Fedor?
We do?
Yeah, they finally gave the fucking date up for it.
Oh my goodness. Even you're saying it now. I know it's been talked about, but it sounds ridiculous.
It's kind of surreal. I'm still not used to Chael like being a heavyweight and actually competing. Granted, he beat Rampage Jackson for his first fight. He's not a heavyweight, but he's big.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy now, but he's not like a natural heavyweight. But he was outweighed by like 30 pounds that fight, and he out-wrestled him. He outworked him, out-wrestled him. Sonnen said on his Instagram, he posted this shit, a picture of him looking like the American guy against some mean old Russian, like nothing on him at all.
Like an anti-communism poster.
he posted, the greatest and most decorated fighter in the history of martial arts will finally face Fedor October 13th, live on Paramount Network. I love Chael, dude. He is like the best trash talker of all time.
It's high quality stuff.
In my opinion, because his is all 100% an act, and everybody loves it. And everybody feeds that shit and they eat that shit up.
For sure.
Conor is like, it's just his personality that everybody loves.
Yeah, it's just him shining out.
Yeah. I don't know about this fight. It's October 13th, so there's plenty of time to break it down and all that.
Yeah.
The thing about Fedor is his chin is gone. He has a glass chin now. Mm-hmm. He's not as agile as he used to be.
He's no fucking man.
But that motherfucker still throws.
Well, yeah.
Leather.
He's still nearly GOAT status.
And he's still a strong heavyweight. I'm sure he got some amazing wrestling. I don't think it's on Chael's level. But I'm curious to see how this fight goes. If Chael can't take him down, I don't know. We'll see. It's too early to tell. I'm not making a fucking prediction right now.
Hey, I didn't ask you to. Jesus, gotta be so aggressive.
We're fucking over here drilling me with questions, you fucking asshole. Another thing I found on Instagram, El Kukui, is I think he's hinting at something.
Hinting at something.
Yeah, let me go ahead and pull this bitch up. Oh, not bitch. I'm sorry. What the fuck's that noise haunted house?
It's called pipes, bro.
Pipes are fucked up. Here, this is what he says. I'm not weird. I'm limited edition. It's pictures of cards, like a Pokemon game.
Okay.
Got just bunch of smiley faces, thinking he's cool as he said that. And then he said, this ass whooping I'm about to dish out at UFC 229. Brace yourselves, ninjas. We back. Waiting on opponent. He's probably calling pterodactyls after finding out who he's fighting next.
Calling pterodactyls?
Yeah. And if there's one guy in MMA that everybody knows he's obsessed with dinosaurs and aliens and sex and fighting, is GSP. He's like, there's three things that like intrigue me in life. Dinosaurs, aliens, and fighting. And I think he said sex. He's trying to be funny. I could get that way wrong. But that'd be fucking crazy. On UFC 229. Yeah, 229. What is that on the same card as Conor and Khabib?
229. That's Conor and Khabib. Yeah.
Oh, I think it should be on 230. Be the main event.
Well, they want to have Conor and GSP on the same fucking card, so we can automatically put that connection together.
Yeah, they're putting that connection together. But Dana straight up said in their interview like a week ago that that's not a fight that he wants because GSP said that he wants.
He's also said that GSP is not coming back.
You're
ever.
absolutely right. But let me finish.
Like 5
what he
times.
said. He said that GSP did not fight for 4 years. We gave him a title shot at weight class above for his first fight back. He put in his contract that he will 1,000% defend the title. And as soon as he gets the title and he wins, he just vacates the title.
Yeah.
And he's saying he's pissed at him because it was a bad business move for the UFC because of like the middleweight drama that happened after the fact.
Sure.
And so he said, no, we're not interested in that fight. But like you said, money talks. Mm-hmm. And Dana is known to lie about shit. Mm-hmm. And he's also known just to get a reaction out of the fans. If he says something and he notices there's a huge reaction up or against it,
he'll write it.
Yeah, okay, I'll give them what they want. Obviously, they're going to fucking tune in. Mm-hmm. It's not like they lost money that GSP won that fucking championship.
Right.
Like, they made a shit ton of money at MSG. That's like a main headliner for a New York card is GSP. Mm-hmm. And he vacated the title immediately. He didn't hold on to it for a fucking year before not defending it, he didn't hold the fucking division at hostage. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't think he should be that mad at GSP. I don't even think he is that mad at him. I think it's just a front that he likes to put on. And maybe it's a pressure move on GSP or a pressure move on Nate Diaz or people that want the fight or people that are necessarily like not taking fights just because they're waiting for the counter fight. Like even Tony, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's a smart business move.
Sure. So who do you think wins that fight?
GSP versus Tony?
Yeah.
Fucking GSP. Tony's so fucking weird, man.
Yeah, he is.
I love watching his workouts on Instagram because he's so non-traditional. He's non-traditional to the non-traditional workouts. Like non-traditional workouts are like functional workouts that are like kettlebell exercises or maces and sledgehammers and flipping
Maces?
Yeah, dude. Having a mace is like and a
Like
sledgehammer.
with spikes on it?
It's
and
like
shit?
something. It's yeah. They got Annabelle maces, bro.
What?
It's like 20 pounds at the end of a bat, basically. So you got to balance the weight, and you're like moving around your shoulders, so it's good functionality. It's good for mobility, and it's also good for balance and keeping your strength up because you got to hold 20 fucking pounds like 2 feet away from where you're actually holding the object.
Right, and the leverage there is
So,
not very... Okay, I
but
gotcha.
this motherfucker builds his own gyms and just does like weird ass kicking drills on pipes. And punches weird ass fucking things and puts these bands on him and does a bunch of crazy like sit-ups and shit.
Yeah.
He's definitely strong. You can tell that motherfucker fights, and you can definitely tell that motherfucker ain't no punk at. Like he's not weak. He's not like a weak person. His body looks fucking like
Right.
strength.
He's a toned guy.
Mm-hmm. That being said, he's fucking facing the GOAT, and
old
GSP is
goat.
the tactician. You say he's how old do you think he is, dude? He's like 35. 36. Connor is like 31. And he took 4 years off, man. GSP ain't that old. He didn't take a shit ton of heavy blows his whole career. He has taken blows because he's had a lot of fights.
Yeah.
But like based off the fight to
When I
getting
say he's
punch
old, I
ratio,
mean he has a lot of wear and tear.
you just have something against older guys.
I guess
that's your
I do.
number one
okay,
thing.
that's true. I do.
Your go-to against any person that you don't want to win.
In this case, your defense for GSP being old is that he does beat Bisping. He's a champion.
No,
Bisping's old too.
My defense is A, he's not that old.
Okay.
B, he had 4 years off.
Okay.
C, he fights intelligently and he trains intelligently.
True.
So I don't think his age is that big of a factor compared to somebody like Fedor, who has the miles on him and has a glass chin and isn't a shell of his former self. GSP ain't a shell of his former self.
We've only seen him in one fight.
You're right, but he won
So
that
you have-
fight.
you have no idea- against Michael Bisping, he was old!
He finished the fight. He hasn't finished a fight in years, and it was at a heavier weight class. I'm not saying it's for sure that GSP is in his prime still. I definitely think it'll be interesting to see him at 155 pounds. I'm curious to see what he looks like at 155 pounds. We've never seen him fight at 155.
He's kind of chubby last time we saw him.
Yeah,
Little
little
muffin top.
that was not chubby. That was like Dan Blizzarin
Sure.
body.
It was okay. It was.
It was
beef.
like
I should say beef.
It's somebody who lifts weight that doesn't do a lot of cardio. That's
Yeah,
what it
there you
was.
There you go.
But that would be a really, really good fight too.
For sure. I also heard.
There's like a triple threat for that fucking next fight.
I heard. Yair Rodriguez.
He got
He got
injured.
Or yeah, he did.
Do you know the injury? I didn't look it up.
No,
I just fucking
I literally
read
just
that
had
shit.
it up. God damn it.
I seen the YouTube video of it and I clicked it and I was like looking at the comments and number one comment was pretty much telling me, so Yair is supposed to fight Zabit.
Mm-hmm.
He says no, so they kick him out of the UFC.
Yep.
Then UFC brings him back.
When
It was
he
okay,
agrees-
I'll
when he
fight him.
agrees to
I'll
fight,
fight him.
yeah,
And like,
yeah.
okay, we're okay, we're friends, blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden he pulls an injury. So like the guy that commented made like a Yair perfect timing Rodriguez or some like cocky shit like that, saying he's doing this shit on purpose.
Good description.
But UFC, if it was a fake injury, I think they would kick him out of the UFC.
I think he might just get cut anyway.
I don't think if it's a legit injury, I don't think he'll get cut.
Think about
Yair-
Dana.
Dana is emotional as fuck. You're absolutely right about that. But he is a businessman over emotion. And I could say that because he literally almost, I don't know if you know this, but he signed a contract to fight Tito Ortiz.
Dana did.
Dana White signed a contract to fight Tito Ortiz because Tito Ortiz said the only way he'll re-sign with the UFC is if he fights Dana White because those motherfuckers hated each other.
Mm.
And he was training for it and everything. And then the Nevada State Athletic Commission wouldn't allow it. so they didn't do it. But like he hates Tito Ortiz. Chuck Liddell's shorts.
Did you almost call Chuck Liddell Cheeto?
Chuck Liddell. His shorts that he had after the first Tito fight, they're all bloodied up. He fucked Tito up.
Yeah.
They're on Dana White's wall in his living room or some shit like
Jesus
that.
Christ, that's sadistic. Good Lord.
He hates them, but he still had business with them. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think they're gonna cut Yair over this shit. If he was actually,
he cut Yair for saying no.
He cut him for saying no, and as an example for everybody else in the UFC. But he did say yes this time. And if it's a legit injury, it's a legit injury. You can't cut some. I'd be shocked if they cut him for it. I think if they do, then it just shows that the UFC is not what they used to be. And they're making decisions off of emotions now. And they're making decisions based off of, okay, how can I get the best bang for my buck right now, opposed to what's best long term and what's going to be exciting for the fans long term.
What's best for the fighter?
They never give a fuck what's best for the
Right.
fighter.
Shouldn't that be in the consideration, though?
It should be. But in order for that to happen, a union has to be in place. In order for a union to get in place, the fighters have to fucking collective bargain together. But they won't.
Well, they won't because they're not even considering it as an option.
Yes. And the only people that can change that is themselves.
Haven't we talked about this?
Yeah, I mean, so what? Union shit will always be a fucking topic. Are you serious?
true.
I hope it does happen eventually. But it's not going to happen anytime soon.
No.
Mike Perry
Mm-hmm.
and Cowboy got some drama going on.
Do they?
Yeah.
What kind of drama?
Like, I've been telling you about this fight for like a while now, how
Yeah.
much they just genuinely like want to fight each other. They like each other. They're both cool. They're down to fight.
Mm-hmm.
But they're both at Jackson Wink.
Right.
And Perry said the last fight camp that he had for Paul Felder, he's seen Cowboy twice at the gym. Like, because Cowboy has his own ranch and he has like his own training out there that he trains a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, somebody told Mike Perry that once they signed this fight together to fight Cowboy versus Perry, Cowboy went back to Jackson Wink and told them, out of respect for me, do not train this guy to fight me. And obviously, if that's true, they disregarded Cowboy's request.
Right.
And I think Cowboy's going to be on Joe Rogan's podcast either like today or tomorrow. And I think he's going to talk about some shit about the gym. And I think he's moving to Colorado.
That's weird. It makes me wonder what he wants to talk about.
Probably what Perry's saying. Maybe there's some more details as to why he's pissed off at Jackson Wink. I don't think he can just tell that fucking gym who they can and who they can't.
You obviously
corner,
can't.
Or and who they can and who they can't teach. Like, you're not even there anymore, dude. Like, you're barely there. Yeah, but you're an OG. You're a veteran there. But that's poor business moves,
I guess,
on their end, and that's a dickish thing for you to do, to ask them. It's not like that's their prize pupil. That's like not GSP for Faraz Zahabi.
Right.
You know?
I think from his point of view, he's saying since he trained there with the people that would be training Mike Perry, he's telling them not to train Perry against him.
Sure. I'm sure there's advantages that they know that how to get past Cowboy and all that. But he don't train there that much anymore.
Right.
So if he's not there full time, who the fuck are you to tell that gym who they can and who they can't coach?
It's true.
You know? That's why I'm saying he's not a John Jones. He's not a fucking Holly Holm. He's never been a UFC champion. He's a legend. I'm not saying he's not. He has many records, most wins, I think the most finishes, or they're tied with the most bonuses and some shit. One of the most entertaining fighters in the UFC.
Yep.
But
His Rick Story gif is played almost weekly on Reddit.
but you can't just make those demands and expect that gym to do that, in my opinion.
I agree.
There's some other shit about Cowboy that he'll probably talk about on the podcast. He almost died recently. He was on a scuba diving trip, and I think he was in a cave. Don't quote me on this shit. I'm just like paraphrasing as fuck right now. I barely read it on an Instagram post.
Did you nope out because you don't like that kind of shit?
Yeah, dude, it was giving me anxiety. He was in a fucking cave in the ocean, and his tank messed up, or something went wrong with his spare tanker, and something like that, or his lights went off, and he couldn't find out how to get out of there, so he thought he was gonna die. And he was saying how grateful he was to be alive.
Shit.
Yeah. I think he needs to chill out with that Daredevil shit. I know, that's you. Yeah. You're a Daredevil, but you got yourself a fucking son now. You got responsibilities.
You gotta be responsible.
You don't gotta just worry about your own life anymore. You can't be that selfish.
It's true.
But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, who am I to fucking judge? I'm really protective about that shit.
Yeah, I know.
Amanda Nunes versus Cyborg is a thing now. 232.
I saw that.
They were supposed to fight in September.
Yep.
But
Was it Nunez that got hurt?
yes, Cyborg wanted to fight in September, but Nunes wasn't ready for it. So they offered Nunes and Cyborg a contract in December. But Cyborg was salty. She's like, no, I'm in my prime. I want to fight now. I'm the champion. I'm not going to wait on other people. This is bullshit.
Right. Why would you wait on a defender?
Right. But she doesn't have any other options right now. So ultimately, she fucking gave in. I think she's done with the UFC. She's been saying that I think this is her last fight in her contract, or
Cyborg
she
has?
has 2 more. And she just doesn't like that they're keeping her so inactive.
I mean, no one wants to fight her. I don't think it's UFC's fault.
People want to fight her, but it's going to be like a Mike Tyson versus somebody in his prime.
Right.
There's not like any competitive fights for her.
Right.
Except this one. I think this one will be competitive. I think this one
so.
I can see Amanda defeating Cyborg.
I've always liked Amanda Nunez. Even
She's
before
a
she
fucking
beat up
beast.
Ronda.
She's like a smaller version of Cyborg, but she has I was gonna say she has more cardio, but I don't think maybe in the 4th and 5th rounds. I don't know. You don't really see Cyborg in the 4th or 5th
Right,
round.
she doesn't really get there.
You only seen her go to the distance that in a main event once with Holly Holm. And everyone was giving Holly Holm all kinds of credit for just simply lasting with Cyborg.
Right.
She got outstruck from Cyborg, and Cyborg controlled the octagon. Holly was in control of the grappling, which I was surprised about. But it was a competitive fight, but it was clear that Cyborg won probably 4 out of the 5 rounds. But everyone was giving Holly Holm all kinds of praise because of how dominant of a champion Cyborg is.
Kind of similar to the Iaquinta Khabib situation.
Right, like put that into perspective. Like that's how good Cyborg is. So it's, I don't know. Right
Where
now.
does she go then?
Who, Cyborg?
Yeah,
wants
she doesn't want to be
box.
in the UFC.
She wants to box. There's a lot of bigger women that box. And she's not a professional boxer, so it'll be more competitive. She's lost kickboxing bouts and shit. She's never gotten finished, but she's lost like 2 to decision. But it's not like she's getting outclassed. It's a good fight. Like she brings the dog out in them. Kind of like Justin Gaethje, like forces the dog out in you.
It's being super aggressive, so you have to be super aggressive back.
Right. I'm assuming that's going to be the main event for now. Cyborg is a draw.
Yeah.
And Amanda Nunes is.
Nunez, yeah.
So I think it's going to be the biggest. I think this is the biggest fight in women's history. You have to say that it is. It's a super fight. Featherweight versus bantamweight. That's never happened in the UFC.
It's true.
It may not be the biggest names. Obviously, Ronda versus Cyborg was going to be the biggest name of all ever, or biggest fight ever. But that fight ain't happening now.
No.
And nobody wants to
Please
see
no.
that fight.
Poor Ronda. She'd be turned into mush.
I wish she did fight though. I wish she came back.
She's happy doing what she's doing.
Yeah, she's champ now.
Yeah.
She's a Universal Women's Champ or whatever it's called.
I saw on her Instagram a nice little 4-column thing. She got a gold medal when she was a kid, and then she got a medal for the Olympics, and then she got a UFC belt, and then she got a WWE belt. It's like, one of these things is not like the others.
Is that what she said?
That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
Personally.
I was gonna say, okay, you got your achievements. Congratulations, but the first 3 are way better than the last one.
You got literally scripted. It's part of your story to get that belt.
And the only reason why you got that belt is because your popularity
You're the face.
and your fan base.
It's true. But okay,
Fair play to her though. I
to
like
get in that
Ronda.
position. I mean, here we are talking shit.
I'm glad that Ronda is doing well for herself outside of MMA. Because of all the shit that happened to her,
It made me feel bad.
yeah, I felt bad for her too. I don't think she deserved it all.
Not at all.
One more thing on Instagram. I'm gonna
Has
play
this all
video.
been Instagram things?
It's not only Instagram, but a lot of it is on Instagram.
Okay.
Can you watch this video?
Okay.
What do you see right now?
All right, so is this a gas station? Some kind of public place. There is a man and an old man.
Oh,
Old homeless. I believe, is that a homeless man?
yes.
So a homeless
They
man
doing
is
it dirty?
talking to a normal man in front of a car. It looks like they're trying
Foreplay?
to exchange money. They're yelling. The normal man is like yelling at the homeless man. Okay, now we've cut to 2 normal men doing push-ups. Or is that another homeless man? How many homeless men are there? Oh no, it's Khabib.
Yes.
The normal man is Khabib Nurmagomedov, and he is laughing as homeless men do push-ups for money.
Pretty much. What are your initial thoughts on this? Do you think because he's taking a lot of heat for it?
I think that's pretty shitty.
Do you think it's shitty on Khabib's part?
Yeah. Sure.
I don't think so.
You're giving them money, but you're basically telling them to perform for you like they're a fucking lapdog.
If you were doing shit that's
You're giving him a
if you're
treat.
doing shit that's demeaning, then yes.
Push-ups in public?
I do not think push-ups in public is demeaning by
When
any
you're being
sense.
told to do it by someone else?
No, he's asking him for money. He says, okay, if you want money, do some push-ups. It's not like I'm
I did
saying...
what he said. He was yelling. Remember, in part of my description, it looked like they were yelling.
Sure, but I don't know. I didn't look that deep into it. But I'm saying,
You're making stuff
from my
up.
perspective, if I'm telling somebody to do a couple exercises for a few bucks, I don't think that's a big deal. And it's not like what 50 Cent did, where he's recording somebody and making fun of him because he's actually special. He has like some kind of like, I don't know, like he was...
A disorder or something, yeah.
He was fucking... He was retarded.
Wow. Are you trying to like just throw yourself in with him or something? I mean, yeah, that's shitty, but I don't know. I just don't like
I think people are way too sensitive nowadays, and they're trying to reach for shit. That's what I think.
Couldn't you just give him the money? If you're going to give him the money, just give him the money. Why you got to make him perform for you?
Sure. I definitely think that recording it doesn't help his case.
That too?
But obviously, he's with his friends. They probably just got done working out doing something for the training camp. Maybe they're going to get food. Maybe that guy just went to harass
You
them or
always throw
something.
these ifs and hypotheticals in there.
If I
maybe
was-
this, maybe that, and it all adds up to your conclusion that you think is like a solid fact.
I'm
Duh.
thinking of what I would do in those shoes. And I think that celebrities are held to way higher standards than the average person.
That's true. I don't think Khabib Nurmagomedov is your biggest celebrity, though.
You say that, but he's...
I didn't even recognize him until I saw the
easily
title.
The third highest Instagram follower in the UFC. He's either second or third.
In the UFC.
In fighting, yeah.
You said celebrity.
He's a fucking...
In the world.
It's the MMA world that's going after him. Do you think this is on CNN? And you got little liberals over here freaking out over here, and you got right-wingers saying, no, that's okay, and some international bullshit topic? No, motherfucker. It's the MMA community.
What are you talking about?
He's popular in the MMA community.
Yes.
And the MMA community is talking shit.
Okay.
So he's a celebrity in the MMA community.
I guess.
Yeah.
So you're saying the MMA crowd are who's holding him to a higher standard? So
Yes.
is it the MMA people talking shit about him?
Correct. MMA fans talking shit. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Those motherfuckers do worse for money. They fight for money. They get their heads fucking knocked in and shit. A few push-ups ain't gonna hurt nobody. The guy didn't have an injury, or he didn't have like a fucking broken arm, or there was nothing that showed that he couldn't do a push-up. He agreed to it. They didn't force him to do it.
Well, yeah, you're gonna agree. You're poor. You need money.
Okay.
That doesn't mean you want to do it. It's like forced bargaining.
I don't want to work, but I work for money.
That's completely different.
How is it different?
It's totally different.
He's choosing not to work. I'm sure there's some kind of circumstances that have happened in his life, or he's on some kind of drug that is like a higher priority to him than,
Here we go with hypotheticals.
than a lifestyle.
I'm sure he's on drugs.
I didn't say that.
You literally.
I said.
I'm sure.
I said there's circumstances.
He's in
I'm
some
sure
kind of
there's some kind of-
circumstance. Perhaps
That's
with
an
some
option.
drugs involved.
Okay, listen here, fuckface. If you go to percentages of how many people that are homeless do drugs, I'm sure that percentage is in my favor.
All I'm
I don't
saying-
think that's a bad thing to say. It's not like I'm reaching out on that and I'm saying that I'm not stereotyping every homeless person. I'm saying that there are circumstances in people's lives for them to get into a homeless state, right?
True, and I think you don't know about all of them.
You're absolutely right. And I didn't
I think
grow
you're
up
throwing
rich.
up a bunch of ifs
I
and
didn't
shit.
grow up rich. If I didn't have the resources that I had as far as my family with my dad and family that would actually like take me back and forth to school and help me get out of living in Detroit, if I didn't have that, I could easily be in that position. Easily. So I'm not thinking down about him. But what I'm saying is he has had some shit that's happened in his life that put him in that position, and a few push-ups ain't gonna be that big of a fucking deal for him. I don't think he gives a fuck, and I don't think anybody else should give a fuck either. If you don't give a fuck, why do you care? You know what I mean?
I don't care. I just said it's shitty. First of all, if there are people that are like up in arms about it, trying to start a movement like petition to get guy actual money without having to do push-ups or something like that, then yeah, that's bullshit. I don't like people that are offended for people, despite them never saying
That's
anything.
what everybody is doing.
I'm not offended. I just think that's shitty.
I don't think that homeless person is offended or is upset about it.
No, me neither.
So I don't see the huge hoorah.
I think it's
disrespectful.
disrespectful.
I agree with you on that. I do think it's disrespectful as well. 'Cause I would not record myself giving money to a charity.
Right? Can you picture that? Can you picture it? You have literally no money. You're dead end. You have no family. You have literally nothing. You're on the street.
Now you're
a celebrity.
Now you're assuming.
I mean, that's the definition of a homeless person.
No
I didn't see
family?
any family around him. Okay, fine. That's an assumption. Oh, you have nothing basically.
You ever at a glass house, bro?
What?
A glass house?
Glass house?
We read it in high school.
I didn't.
It's this girl's life growing up and how poor they were, and like her family moved to New York, and they just decided to be homeless because it's easy out there, and they like it, but they still got family, still talk to people and shit. You don't know, like, if they don't have family or friends. I'm assuming they do.
Okay.
They have little
So you have
powwows
no
and shit.
home, you have no money. That's the
True.
point. And a celebrity walks up to you.
Allegedly.
A celebrity walks up to you. He's like, hey, you want some money? And his friend's recording you. He's like, all you gotta do is do some push-ups, man. Just do some push-ups, and I give you money.
So you think Khabib initiated the conversation with the homeless guy?
I watched the video. I seen
You
the
watched.
evidence.
You watched what was going on in the video. That you didn't know any of the pretext before.
It's true.
So
All I'm saying is if I was in that guy's position, I would feel taken advantage of and taken control of, and
Even if you
I
were
would not
homeless?
like that.
if I was in,
I mean,
his,
I'd be like, I need the money, so.
if I was in
And
his
then
position,
you have to do what that person says.
I would think, oh, this dumbass is thinking he's being funny and being cool, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay to get my ego knocked down for a second if I desperately need this money. So I would just do it and say, oh, thank you, fuck off. You know what I mean? But then again, I guess people think differently.
I guess so. I guess either way we'd both do it, so fuck it. But that'll be it for us here at Passive and Aggressive.
Oh, we're done with this shit?
Yeah, we are done. I'm done listening to you rave about this bullshit.
This number one bullshit.
Number one bullshit.
Well, where can the folks find us, Dalton?
Well, you can find us. I'm glad you asked, Nicholas. I'm glad you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud. We're on SoundCloud, right?
2 episodes.
2 episodes on SoundCloud if you want to hear those exclusive episodes.
They're really good ones.
We also have a website, pnacast.com. You can find all the episodes there. All our YouTube episodes. What?
Are you purposely not mentioning Instagram because I handle Instagram? Is that what's going on?
Do we have an Instagram?
I see.
I'm sorry.
Ooh, the shade is real.
Make sure you guys check out our Instagram if you want to look at some dumb pictures about nothing that anyone cares about. Also, we have merch available on our website, pnacast.com. We have loads of merch. We got an aggressive collection,
Aggressive collection.
a passive collection with, I think, are just higher quality designs in general. I mean, one of yours is literally just poop.
If you want to be that guy,
literally
I
poop.
guess you can get that kind of clothing. But if you want to be cool, you go with the aggressive line, right? Yeah. Rate the shit. Let us know what you think. Share the shit. And buy the aggressive collection.
No. Buy the passive collection.
No, bye.